So, what's the importance of having a notebook and believing and trusting in yourself and spending time with the Bible, let's say? Because these things are real important. And if you have been following my YouTube channels, let's say, and these things sound so weird, following and stuff, but if you have a notebook already going of 88 pages, 88 page notebook, I believe that started over a year ago. So in other words, if you were doing that, you have a notebook of over 365 pages to look at. All right? And in this past year, so many things have changed and happened, and this is normal. And it's important that we know who we are instead of just following blindly others. I mean, this is such a great example of this, let's say, right now. Because we have to have a way of knowing who we are. God made us a certain way. And Jesus came down and saved every single one of us. But who are we? You know, we sit there and say, oh, Jesus came to save us. But do you include yourself as part of us? It sounds weird, doesn't it? I mean, because then it's us and them, and who are they, and we and them, and... But you've gone through an amazing amount of changes this past few years, and especially this past year. And time always seems like it will never, a year from now, oh, that'll never happen. I don't need to do something today to prepare for a year from now. And that would be taking responsibility and your, control of your own thoughts and life and thought process if you did things like that. We make mistakes along the way. We make great things in our life happen also. And that's why it's so important to have a notebook. If you have your notebook, you don't sit there and use our small little brains rehashing the negative things in our life or the negative things that are happening in our society or the negative things that's happening within our families or friends or work or just, your living scenario, which is different for everyone. If we're not careful, we concentrate on all the things like, I'm stuck in my house and I can't go outside. We're just going to use that as an example. If you don't have your notebook that you can go back and look at and see all the great things that you have accomplished and keep up on that every single day, going, okay, I've written now in my notebook, now I'm going to read the Bible, or let's even do that the opposite. Now that I've read a little bit of the Bible, I will now do a little bit of my notebook to see the progression of my life. Regardless if it's going up or down, you want to be aware of what's happening in your life so that you can then act accordingly. You'll see that you have goals and that you get sidetracked along the way. You can open up your notebook and go, wow, it's been X amount of days or weeks or whatever since I've written back down in my notebook. When you do this at such a long period of time, I mean, there's no way an artist or, somebody can, not have that kind of mentality. These are basically note pages and notes. And each one of these get thrown in a box. And each one, then box gets stacked up. And then when the day comes, they get taken to a place and they get all displayed and shown. It would be a notebook showing, here's my progress of this aspect of my life, an artist aspect, of my accomplishments throughout the year, the week, the month, whatnot. But a lot of people don't do that. They go to a job and they do these type of things for others, and then they say, give me my pay. Now I'll go out and do something to feel like I'm, well, a part of the world or whatever. I'm a little long-winded, I guess, right now. My point is, what page are you on your 88-page notebook right now? Did you make a whole 88 days in a row? That'd be a big task for somebody first starting off. There was no way I could have done it. It was hard just doing 88 videos in a row, each day, because it was a new thing for me. That was tough enough, but I learned a lot from it. Even though I've been doing it for decades, it was just in a new notebook form. So if you didn't do it last year, maybe you want to, and maybe think about doing it this year. You'll be quite surprised of who you are and what you will become by not worrying about what others say, think, or are doing. It's important that you are able to stand alone, in a sense, in a society that's forcing you to conform. Does that make sense? Stop buying stuff from China and start helping out your local people. I remember back in the day, everybody was buying the Q t-shirts and Q hats and stuff. I have a Q shirt and a Q hat. I went down to my local screen printer that has a house in the area, that shops groceries in the area. I went down to that person, bought a shirt from them, picked out a pattern and had them make the shirt and the hat, and came back and went and got it a couple days later. Cheaper or not, I don't know. But it didn't have to go through a bunch of shipping. It didn't have to go to a corporation. It didn't have to go to, you know what I mean? I got to pick what shirt I wanted. Made in where? I got to pick it. Support local and stay out of that mindset of just following along. Get your notebook, and I'll try to be a little less winded on these videos. God bless America. God bless you. All glory to Jesus. For God is, you are made in God's image. Of course He wants to speak with you. Pray. Find Jesus. Amen.